Alright, ladies and germs, we're on for another race at Fuji Speedway.
Eat streaming.
I am.
Hello, everybody. My name's Adam.
This is Adam. This is my professional race car driver that I hang out with. Keeps me in line, makes sure that I'm doing all that I can do and becoming all I can be.
More of a semi-professional race car driver, but thanks, Ace.
Yeah, yeah. To our car setup here today at Fuji, we're going to run an 8 on our traction control. We'll be running 4 on our power cut and 4 on our slip angle. We will be running 52 to the rear on the brakes. We'll be running 8 on our ABS. Gonna go over here to our powertrain and we're gonna crank that up to 1.20. We're gonna go back to basic and we're gonna configure our fuel for our quali lap. Now let's see here. 150 is the lap time. We get 5 minutes of quali, so I'm gonna get most 3 laps in. So we'll put 3.5 in fuel. 3.4 will work. And then all we do is wait for this little ticker here to click down until it says go for quali, and then we'll go give a quali lap. Got my paint on the car today. We're using the Porsche this time instead of the Vet that I've been using.
That's the end of the session. E7.
So we're gonna put the Team Crazy Ace paint job out on the track today. Alright, here we go.
Maybe that's a secret for you, Ace. Maybe you need to stream in order to not hit people.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I had a stream the other day. I was streaming a 2-hour. And like I said, I didn't even make it a full lap. They killed me at the bottom of Le Rouge.
All clear
like,
here.
What the heck?
We have 4 minutes to get the job done.
I was surprised. I was completely shocked that they did that at that juncture in the race. I was like totally shocked. I was like, are y'all kidding me? I can only imagine the other 2 hours of that race.
Okay, Steve, the track's heating up. It's now 34 Celsius.
Alright, let's see if I can get a top. Well, I'm in a good split, so top 15 would be nice.
There's a car exiting the pits now. Okay, Steve, 2 minutes left. Copy that. Pit stop requested. Third. Baker's ready.
I lost all my bloody time there.
That's the end of the session.
Oh well.
P6.
I think I got a top 10. Not bad. Alright, where am I now? 9th.
Time 153.56.
Why the hell did I get put in fucking all the rookies? God. This fucking game, man. It's pissing me off.
Shit, I'm in split 2. Fork. Okay. What did we work it out to be before? 14 laps, wasn't it? Yeah.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Where did I wind up? Night. Okay. We said what? 15 laps of fuel?
14 and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Formation lap has started. Green flag.
Go, go, go.
Green flag.
There's caution in Sector 1. Looks like Brown and Alessi have wrecked. Green flag, Sector 1. I think that Jack and Willis have gotten together. Caution's out in Sector 2. It looks like Park has gone off. Green flag, Sector 2. Sector 3 is under caution. Sector 3 is clear. P10. We got a caution in Sector 2. Okay, Steve, you're reeling. D9 in. The gap's down to 0.6. Got a little bit of body damage. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Caution's out in Sector 1. Green flag in Sector 1. The leader has just done a 142.68. Brown ahead is pitting. Sector 2 is clear. Yay. Okay, Steve. Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 2 is 3.0 off the pace. Sector 3 is 3.3 off the pace. Caution's out in Sector 3. Run your race, not theirs. You got this. Looks like Miller and Alessi have wrecked. 15 minutes to go. Don't worry about it too much. You got time to get him back. Green flag sector 3. Alessi has retired. There's a caution in sector 3. It looks like Jack has messed up. Okay, Steve, the next car ahead is Moore. The gap to Moore ahead is now 1.2 seconds. Sector 3 is green. Caution's out in Sector 3. That's your quickest lap today. Okay, Steve, you're second off the pace in Sector 1. Sector 2 is 1.5 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 2.1 off the pace. Yellow flag in Sector 1. I think P6 has gotten in trouble. Green flag. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like Miller has slipped up. Green flag, Sector 2. Green flag, Miller is just retired. There's a caution in Sector 3. I think that Erk has crashed. Sector 3 is clear. Green flag in Sector 1. P7. Gave us a cut warning there. Okay, Steve, gap 2, more. Ahead is now 5.8 seconds. 10 minutes left. That's halfway. Sector 3 is under caution. It looks like Burton has slipped up. Green flag. Burton has gone to the garage.
I got taken out by somebody.
Yeah.
Rear-ended me.
Caution's out in Sector 1. Looks like Anthony has gone off. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Sector 1 is clear. Let's do a quick lap for Adrian. 1:42.61. There's a caution in Sector 1. It looks like Anthony and Jay have crashed. Green flag. E6. E7 is catching up to you. Gaps down to 7.6 seconds. Sector 2 is clear. The air temp's up. It's now 22 degrees. Yellow flag in Sector 1. It looks like Jack and Anthony have crashed. Green flag.
Last 1:48.53.
Caution's out in Sector 2. Green flag. Looks like Ben has crashed. Okay, Steve, 5 minutes left here. There's a caution in Sector 3. I think that Jack is wrecked. Green flag Sector 3. There's caution in Sector 1. It looks like Willis is messed up.
Lap 140.
Green flag, Sector 1. Okay, Steve, gap behind you is now 9.0 seconds. It's a new fastest lap for Adrian. 1:42.42. Caution's out in Sector 3. Looks like Ben has spun. Sector 3 is green. Gap 2, D5, heads now 14 seconds. Sector 3 is under caution. I think that Willis has gone off. Green flag. Caution's out in Sector 1. 2 minutes left. Looks like Ben has gone off.
Time 147.59.
Green flag. The guy in front is 1 lap down. Yellow flag in Sector 1. We got a caution in Sector 2. Green flag Sector 2. Sector 3 is under caution. Green flag. It looks like Ben has crashed. Okay, Steve, one more to go here.
7.
Okay, well that's over.
B6, that's the finish. Good job. Understood. Pit stop requested.
Hey, I got P6.
I got my good driver badge back. Bullshit. They fucking took me out.
Told you, that badge don't mean shit anymore, man. It's not the. It's a cool system, but it doesn't work. And it's not gonna work until people start reporting people, and people who are getting reported need to get gone. You know, I mean, I like what they've done with the game, and I like the idea, but they've got to make it more stringent for people who are running people over, running people off the road and stuff. They just got to fix it.
Yeah.
Cool. I got a bunch of safety, and I got a bunch of driver rating too. Cool. Cool beans. Gained 3 places. Cool. Medium on my driver rank went up. Oh, everything's green. Race contact with another vehicle low. I don't know. That must have been the guy that bumped me in the ass. I don't know why it gave me a contact for that. He should have been the one that got the bullshit. Not me. Hit me in the ass.
How can my fucking safety rating go up but I lose my green tag?
I don't know.
That's bullshit. Don't know. Safety rank went up yet for some reason. I mean, they fucking wrecked me, not the other bloody way around. Fucking idiots. I mean, it affects me for the next race now because it means I gotta get chucked in a fucking blue thumb lobby, and it's just annoying.
Well, the Blue Thumb lobby I was just in was all rookies. There was 2 of us in there with Blue Thumbs. The rest of it was all rookies. But let me tell you, that's been the best race I've had all day long.
Yeah.
I had green all the way across except for one bad deal where the guy ran into the back of me and I got an impact onto that. Other than that, it was a clean race.
Gotta hang that stuff out now. I'll take these off the line.
So are we on again or what are we doing?
I gotta clean the house. I'll be on in the one after.
Alright.
I'm the cleaner boy.
Well, in that case, I'll go do something I shouldn't do.
Smoke.
Yep. Meow. Meow. Hi, kitty. Adam, I think you'd have got a kick out of the conversation we were having earlier today. I think you'd have fit right in line with all of it.
What conversation was that?
About the well, they basically told me I was a religious fanatic.
Oh yeah. Who did? Bloody Zach and Cameron.
Okay.
Did Zach and Cameron tell you that?
It's fine, Mom. You worry about you. Yeah. Yeah, they were all telling me that I was a radical because of my belief
Radical?
system. Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I just told him, look, if that's what you think, that I'm a radical because I believe in God and that I'm very fluent in my faith, then call me a radical because I'm to the point where I'm willing to die for my beliefs.
Yeah. What do they believe in?
Right.
Oh.
Right. Exactly. The world.
Yeah. Yep. Get a
What you
life,
doing,
boys.
dude?
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's alright to be passionate about something. You know? Like me and you, we don't have the same views on quite a lot of subjects, but you have to learn to respect each other's views. If they're going to call you a radical out like that and be really, were they rude about it?
Well, they weren't so much rude about it. It was just, they were just, pretty much trying to shout me down because of it. The good thing is I had
Ignorant.
two other
Yeah.
Christians in there with me, and we were letting them have it with both barrels. So,
Who was in there with you?
Odin and his dad, Dennis,
Oh, yeah.
they were in there with
Old
me.
fellas.
And yeah.
Yep.
It's nice when God provides you backup because I've been working on those guys for a while, and there's one guy in particular that just has every excuse under the sun why there can be no God. There can be no Satan,
one is
no
it, Cameron
God,
or
no
Zach?
nothing. No, it's not neither
Which
one
one
of
is it?
them. It's one of their other buddies
Oh.
that comes in there, and every time I'm in there, he wants to debate Christianity. And it's because he's searching. He's been searching, and the thing of it is what he wants he can't get without surrendering, and he doesn't want to surrender.
Oh,
And-
mate, his issue isn't that you'll never ever persuade him to go the other direction.
Right,
All he wants out of you is an argument.
right,
And if you just step away from that argument and understand that some people just are not worth talking to, you'll be a
Right.
lot happier. Just tell
right,
him
absolutely,
we are never going to agree, so I'm not going to debate this with you.
right,
And if that makes him feel like he's won, then let him feel that way.
right,
Just let him feel that
absolutely.
way.
No, absolutely. But this is the thing. It gives me an opportunity to at least talk about my faith, which is not
Yeah.
something that I get an opportunity to do very often. So when I get an opportunity, I do not mind sharing. And especially for people or gentlemen who are younger than me who may be, misguided or confused about what's really happening.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Now, this is going to sound maybe a little offensive, but it's not directed at you. Okay? You cannot prove the existence of God, and you also cannot disprove the existence of God. So there's a position there where your opinion is your opinion. You can keep your opinion as long as you don't drum it down other people's, throats, then it's fine. Example, I think I've told you this before. I believe that there's a God. Something had to have created all this wonder, but I also don't believe that humans have any idea how that occurred, because I don't feel like we're intelligent enough to understand it.
No, we
That's all
don't.
I come to.
Absolutely, we cannot understand it because it's beyond our comprehension.
Yeah. And that's all I stand on. That's all I say. They say to me, "Oh, you're," because I've had people say that to me. "Oh, you're Adam, aren't you religious?" I've had that happen to me before, because I used to study as a Jehovah's Witness for many years, and I just eventually developed the ability to be able to have faith that there's something greater that created all this. So I worship whatever that is. I don't know what it is, and I don't think anyone does.
Doesn't matter.
And it's great.
It's my
Yeah,
creator.
and
It's the person that
yeah.
created me.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
know.
So yeah, that's all I see it as, mate. I don't. And these people that get into shouting matches over it, you really need to get a life, honestly. I mean, everyone
Well, we
can have
didn't-
their opinion.
Yeah, we didn't get into any heated argument or anything. It was a very civil discussion. At least I thought so, but Cameron didn't think so. But I thought it was a very civil discussion. Nobody was raising their voice. I was talking to him just like I'm talking to you now. And so was the other
Yeah.
guys. I mean, nobody was upset.
That's the thing about a lot of these younger people, though, man. So specifically, is this guy that's arguing like really hard with you? Is he younger than you?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's definitely younger. Yeah.
Faith isn't something that a lot of younger people have.
No.
It's become faith in other words, the church, like basically religion in general, is something that's going to phase out once these people get around the age 50s and 60s. I genuinely think that there's not going to be much religion left in 50 years from now.
No, I don't think so either. And it's prophesied for that. It's written that that's going to happen. The church is going to fall. It's going to fall to the side. It'll be done. And every generation, if you look, it's been dwindling. It's been dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. And now it's gotten to the point that our churches now, at least here in the U.S., they're all businesses. They're corrupt. They're not even instruments of worship anymore. They're just businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what that's we're taught that Satan is already controlling the world and is doing his darndest every single day to make things as horrible as possible for everyone. And I do believe that, there's positives and negatives to everything. I do believe there's something out there that's evil. I do believe there's something out there that's good. But I also believe there's a lot of good and a lot of evil. I don't know who the God is. I don't know what created us. I understand the scientific notation of how the universe came to be, because science has proven that the Big Bang created everything. There's basically 99.7% proven at this point, and that could have been the start of life. We don't know. There could be a multiplex of universes out there. That's a theory that's pushed around by Dr. Horichio. Someone, I forgot his last name. He deals in string theory. Hence the word theory. It's not proven yet.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that believe, especially among scientists, that there is a multiplex of universes. So the universe that we live in, okay, i.e. you've got the universe, which in our mind is the largest something can be. It's huge. Some scientists say that it's forever expanding, and it's still expanding to this day. But then as well, you've got galaxies within those universes and solar systems within the galaxies of those universes. And then you've got the planets inside the solar systems of that galaxy of the universe. The thing about the Big Bang, the theory of it's not even theory anymore, it's actually practically proven. So upon the creation of everything, let's go from a God perspective. Because God said, let there be light, and he created the earth in 7 days. It was a perspective of God's idea of a day. How long is a day for God?
Right.
A day for God could be 700 billion years.
Right.
So we don't know how long a day is for God. So that's another perspective to look at. So when people say in the Bible that the earth was built in 7 days, i.e. completely impossible, because we've proven that with carbon dating, that the earth has been around now 4.5 billion years. So that's a heck of a long time. So the idea that God created in 7 days is, i.e., the opinion of people that were born over 2,000 years ago, or over 3,000 years ago now, with no real education, only the Word of God leading them. So I think we get lost in that translation a little bit, and that's the part of the Bible that I have a lot of faith in, is Genesis. Not necessarily what happens in Genesis, but what happens at the beginning of Genesis. I don't believe that. I genuinely don't believe this, Steve. I don't believe that Adam and Eve were the first human, because that says that there was
They weren't. There were other
4,500
humans. There
years
were
ago.
other humans here. They weren't.
Oh yeah,
Because you had
Yeah,
the Gentiles. You see, Adam and
Yeah.
Eve were the first Jews, basically. That was
well,
the Jewish
Adam and Eve were the
bloodline.
first. Adam and Eve, but Adam and Eve were the first actual human beings created by God. They were. That's written in the Bible. You can't disprove that. They are the first humans created by God, and that was over 4,000 years ago. But we've proven by science that human beings in their current form, the form that we're in, have been around, I think it's over 60,000 years now. So that's a bit. But here's the part of Genesis that I do believe in. This is the part I do believe in. In the beginning, that's it. And you know the part. You know that whole
Yeah,
spiel.
yeah.
I've heard it 1,000 times. Okay. The part that I believe in is that let there be light basically thing. Okay. In other words, the creation of the universe. Snap. Creation of the universe. And there's a lot of different perspectives of that, but the Big Bang tells us that two subatomic particles were spinning around at a speed that was more than the speed of light, and they crashed together. And those two subatomic particles exploded, and with it came oxygen, water, H2O, all the minerals that we see around us, everything that could create complex life, all expanded from that point. And this is the crazy thing. If you look around yourself right now, just inside the house that you're in, it seems like a pretty small space, right? But in the beginning, according to science, and this is proven, you could fit the entire universe on the end of a pinhead. That's how big it was. It was so small and it was so condensed, and that's the reason it exploded, was because, like with anything, if you shove a bunch of shit all into a tiny little area the size of a pinhead, or even the size of a soccer ball, imagine trying to pack everything that's here on Earth into something the size of a soccer ball. How dense that would be.
Right.
That's similar to like a star. When a star explodes and goes supernova at the end of its life, it's because it creates so compact, and then it just blows up because of all the heat and everything within it. So
Right.
Same as the universe. When we initially came to be, the explosion created everything we see today. It didn't immediately do that. That took a lot of time for it to create planets and oceans and water and dinosaurs and fucking life in general, and trees and air and clouds and all this shit. But it all started from one singular point, something the size of a pinhead, and it expanded at a rate that if you blink your eyes once, that is the equivalent of the size of an entire galaxy. So if it expands at something like that, and we can't even comprehend the size of our own galaxy, let alone our own solar system, pretty much. So it is believed that the universe, the one we're living in right now, is still expanding. The explosion is still happening. The outside of the universe that we're living in is continually expanding out all the time. Even now, even this very second, is still expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the understanding from scientists is that there's a good possibility that we're not the only universe. That there's like a multiplex of universes. There could be billions of other universes, maybe trillions. Because we already know that there's billions of galaxies. Sorry, hundreds of millions of galaxies just in our universe alone. And in our galaxy, I think there's over 30,000 solar systems. It could be more. I might Google that one. I'm not even sure I know that one. But yeah, that idea. This is how grand God is. Whatever God is, this is how grand God is. God can create something the size of a galaxy in a time that takes you to blink.
Right.
That's pretty amazing.
That is pretty
That-
amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's really, and that's the part of the Bible that I can get behind, because that makes sense in so many ways. What happens after that? Some of the stuff I agree with, some of the stuff I don't. But it's either way. It's interesting, very very interesting, and I love the scientific side of it, because the only way we can truly understand where we're at in this universe, how it was made, how it was, because we can, okay, Steve, we can pray to God for guidance, and we can pray to God for wisdom. And sometimes we're given wisdom, sometimes we're given guidance, and other times we're not given anything at all.
Right. Sometimes
So
we're told
the-
just wait. That
Yeah.
one of my favorite verses in the Bible is "Be still, my child, and wait."
Yeah, to be still and wait. However, I feel like us as human beings, being the smartest things that are on this planet, okay, we've got the ability to be able to understand how things started, and I feel like if you're using the Bible as a way to be able to understand the universe, you're outdated. That's just my genuine opinion. If you look at the Bible and you go, this is everything I need to know exactly about how exactly the universe operates and how it was created. The only thing in the entire Bible that is accurate, is even semi-accurate with regarding to the creation of the universe, or creation of life, is that in the beginning, bang. That's basically it. Outside of that, everything else is about treating your neighbor well, doing right things. The good thing about the Bible, though, is it teaches you how to treat people the right way, which is a handy thing to do. More people need to read the Bible for that reason alone. Just treating people the right way, being nice to thy neighbor, don't, turning the other cheek, all that stuff. All that stuff is really, really helpful, and more people need to take more notice of it, because it's a super important thing to do. But if you're going to be a scientist, if you're going to unravel the mystery of the universe, this is not in the Bible. It's not in there. And I think, if anything, and I can't prove this, but I believe that there's certain things that are left out of the Bible, because I think God wants us to work it out on our own. I think he wants to work it out on our own. Maybe one day we'll get to a point in civilization where we become so advanced that we might find God. We might actually find him. Who knows? But we can't get to that point until we can open our eyes and actually move forward on our own. I believe, like any loving father would, that he would want the best for his children, and by that I mean for them to be able to think for themselves and come to the correct conclusion. Because it's a parent's job to guide us, not to do our job for us.
Right, exactly. You have to come to your own conclusions.
Yeah. I hope one day we find him. I really do, because I've got a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
I don't have any questions.
But I'm not-
I don't have any questions. He's answered all my
I've got a lot of
questions.
I've got a lot of questions that can't be found in the Bible, and it's not that they just can't. They're not things I can find in the Bible. Like, for example, I can't find in the Bible where it's written to say, how can I create a spaceship that can go faster than the speed of light? Okay? That doesn't exist. So, there's a lot of things that I got questions for, and never know, we might actually develop that ourselves. Who knows? It is theoretically and practically impossible to go faster than the speed of light. It is almost practically impossible for something of mass to travel even 90% of the speed of light, because it would just vaporize.
Yeah, it'd fall apart.
So it would, even in a space, even in a vacuum, it would fall apart. So that's where we got to really look after our planet, our solar system, especially. We need to look at planets like Mars, like the moon, like moons of Jupiter, like Europa. We got to look at these planets as our future because the next star solar system from where we are is so far away that I don't think we could ever get there. I just don't think we could ever actually create a ship that would be able to travel that distance in a decent enough amount of time.
with
That's
people,
what.
with enough people, because you got to remember you can't carry them 5 people at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another thing about general. I'm not sure if you've heard of this thing. It's called general relativity. Now, general relativity is what feels like a second for you for the speed of light. Something moving the speed of light. Okay, for a second for them is like 1,000 years for it. That's where time slows down. The faster you go, actually, time slows down. We don't notice it because we can't travel fast enough to make a difference. But in general relativity, and it's proven by Einstein and a lot of other scientists, if you got in a spaceship and you traveled at faster than the speed of light for a whole year, and then you came back to planet Earth at the speed of light, 1,000 years would have passed here. That's the thing about general relativity. It's very hard to get your mind around and understand, but if you Google it, go on YouTube, it's actually true. If you were to jump in you can time travel to the future if you can get yourself a ship that can travel at the speed of light. So if you traveled at the speed, I think they worked it out to be, hold on, got a calculator here actually for it, tells me. If I travel at the speed of light for 1 hour and return to Earth, how much time will have passed on Earth? Yes, I know that, ChatGPT, that we can't do that. That's not what I'm asking. It's about time dilation, what happens as you get close to the speed of light, 99%. So let's just say 99.9. So if you could somehow travel extremely close to light speed, experience 1 hour on board Earth, could be, here we go, depends how close to light speed you're actually extremely close to speed, 99.9% speed of light. You could experience. Use key takeaway. The closer you get to the light speed, the time for use slows down. At light speed, time stops completely. That's another thing. Time stops completely at light speed. If you want, I can calculate how much time passes. Okay, well, so let's say 99.99% speed of light. Okay, so if you just traveled at 99.99% the speed of light for 1 hour, 70.7 hours would pass by here. 2 days and 22 hours. Well, that's just at 99.99% of the speed of light. So if you traveled for, let's say, okay, let's now do that for 1 whole year. This is why traveling at the speed of light is, for most scientists, and especially for astronauts, if they could do it, would not do it, because they would leave and come back and their family would be dead. Their whole family would be dead.
Yeah, everybody would be gone.
Yeah, no one they know would be still alive.
Yeah.
Nice. Now it's getting interesting. You experience 1 year. Earth time equal 1 year times 70.7 years on Earth. So if you traveled for 1 year at the speed of light, 70.7 years would have gone by.
So you got to double that because you got to come back. So 70.
Oh no, I just said round trip. I just said round trip.
Oh, okay.
Round trip 1 year, 99.99% of the speed of light, just for 1 year. You would have aged 1 year. They would have aged 70.7.
Wow.
That's the thing. That's the thing about general relativity. And once you get to the speed of light, that's where science stops. That's where we realize that no time passes, as in For us, time doesn't slow down. We remain the same age. Example: if you want to, this is the genuine truth, Steve. If you could find a way to be able to get a ship and travel at the speed of light, you would theoretically never die.
Well, that's what I was
Ever.
thinking. Can we get this ship built?
Yeah, and then we could live forever, because that
Yeah,
would literally be the ticket to live forever. You would
yeah.
live literally forever, because the speed that you're traveling relative to that. Um, so yeah, that's what it means. And this is where, and when we start talking about 2 times or 3 times the speed of light, some scientists are saying if you can travel faster than the speed of light, you
You'll
can actually
reverse.
go back in time.
Ah,
You can actually go back to the future. Marty and Doc and that. You can actually go back to the future, which is mind blowing. Here's another really mind blowing fact. If you I think the dinosaurs were around. Okay, and let's just not even think of that. Who's the last person for you, Steve, that died that you loved very much?
would have been my sister-in-law here about 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay, so when your sister-in-law passed away, okay, think of it like this: if you travelled at the speed of light out into space for let's just say 3 days, for 3 days, okay, we take our ship and we take our Polaris and we go poof, and we go the speed of light for 3.5 days. Okay, we stop. We can then look back through our telescope. If we had a super powerful telescope, we could look back towards Earth, and you would literally see you and your sister walking around. You can
Right.
see back into the past.
Yeah.
Because every time you look up at the stars at night, that star that's emanating that you can see the light, that the time it took to travel here could take thousands, sometimes millions, sometimes billions of years to get here. So my grandfather that I miss heaps, that died in 2022, if I wanted to see him, visually see him, I could get in a spaceship, travel at the speed of light for long enough to be able to turn around with my buddy. If I can travel the speed of light, chances are I've got a pretty good telescope. So I get to that point, and then I just pull open my telescope and I can see my grandfather. I could zoom in and say, there's my grandfather, there he is. And if you go back far enough, you could maybe even see Jesus. You
Right.
could look back at Earth and go, because you're at a point in the universe where light has only traveled so far. So everything you look at on the Earth looks like it's from, if you've gone back over 1,000 years, will look like it's 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago. So you can actually look as far back as time began. That's the reason why they have this telescope that's out there right now, the James Webb Space Telescope, trying to figure out when the Big Bang occurred. And they've got to a point where they're only 100 million years before the Big Bang, which might sound like a lot of time, but the amount of time they've already covered, which is, I think, 9.5 billion years, they've got it down to 100 million. They're getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the actual time of the Big Bang. And that's what the James Webb Space Telescope is designed to do. They're actually out there trying to find the first spot of life and where it actually occurred. And the answer is, with that, and they've already found this out, it's everywhere. It occurred everywhere. Like,
Yep.
you can't say when the universe was the size of a pinhead and it expanded. Well, it expanded. It happened everywhere, didn't it? Because we're actually technically inside the explosion.
Right.
So it occurred everywhere. But what they can actually do is, they can pinpoint, because everything expanded out from the center, where the center actually is. And they believe that at the center is a supermassive black hole. That's what they believe, is there's a supermassive black hole. And then don't even get me started on black holes. That's a whole different, there's a whole different scenario there.
Right.
I just love the universe for that reason. The fact that it's so interesting. So interesting. So much stuff we don't know.
Well, here, let me ask you a hypothetical, because I have my own opinion, but I'd like to
Hmm.
hear somebody else's opinion on it. If
Drink.
we decided to
Yep.
colonize Mars, do you think that
Yep.
Jesus is going to come back to Mars?
Jesus is going to come. It wouldn't matter if Jesus came back to Mars or not, because if in saying that Jesus was in fact as you say he is, as in the Almighty God, basically the God, he basically is God. Okay, then the understanding is whether or not Jesus comes back to Mars makes no difference. The human race, he loves the human race. Wouldn't make a difference whether or not we went to Mars. That's got nothing to do with Jesus. If we make it to Mars, we make it to Mars. I don't think that's going to make the difference of Jesus coming back to planet Earth. Um, if we're on Mars, we're on Mars. If we have to go wherever we need to go to survive, and eventually Earth's resources are going to run out, especially the way we use them.
Okay, well, this is the
So we
problem
have
with
to.
all of that. This is the problem with all of that. It's
Yeah.
prophesied that he'll come back here. And if
Yeah.
he's going to come back here, and it's prophesied he's going to come back here, and all the other prophecies in the Bible have come true,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Then what do we
see
need?
us
I know
ever
what you're saying.
getting
Then
to
what do we
Mars.
need Mars for?
I
Because
don't
he's
see
gonna.
us ever getting to Mars.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's just say hypothetically we did get to Mars, and then Jesus came back and renewed the Earth and made it the new Eden, and because that's what's meant to happen, right?
Right.
Armageddon comes,
Right.
slays the evil, and you never know if that actually happens. It may. You know what, Steve? Maybe it's going to take the human race to absolutely obliterate itself and go to a different planet before Jesus comes back. And then he would say, I'm not saying I believe this, I'm saying it's a hypothetical. He
Right.
says, well, you have decided to go to Mars. So I've proven to you that you cannot look after yourselves on your own planet. Worship me. Get me? You know? So maybe that's the answer. Maybe the answer going to Mars will bring you back.
Maybe. I don't know.
But
It's a good hypothetical there.
adversely, at the same time, I don't see how going to Mars affects what Jesus would do. If anything, Jesus, as a God, might be very proud of the human race that we gained the knowledge to be able to leave our own planet and colonize others. I think that would be something that, if I was an almighty God, I'd be very proud of my creation if it was able to do that. I don't know. I'm not God, but I think that's how God would think.
Do you believe back in Noah's time that we had great technology and stuff that was there and around?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I believe that we had technology, but I don't believe that we had technology like they say that we did. No, because there's no architectural, there's no architectural proof, there's no diggings proof, there's no proof whatsoever one way or another from all the archaeology dig ups for all that stuff that have. Did we have advanced technology in Noah's time? No, we did not. Did we have technology? Yes, of course we had technology. We had the wheel. We had bows and arrows. We had castles. We had a lot of. We did, because that's true and it's factual. We did. But I think if you think that we had, I suppose, advanced technology, no, I don't believe that's true. And I don't believe that a flood in itself could completely wipe out, even if the whole world became flooded. I don't see how that architecture, if it was already there, would have got swept away to a point where we wouldn't see it anymore. And the proof of that is, in example, the dinosaurs. We see the dinosaurs fossils to this day, the fossilization of the dinosaurs. We see fossilization of a lot of things. There's even fossilization now of certain Egyptian pyramids that have gotten so old that they've just turned into stone. Well, they were originally, but they've been dug up. So no, I don't believe that we had advanced technology back in them days. Here's another thing about the whole Noah situation, and this is another, yeah, I'm gonna call it a myth. I don't believe the flood ever occurred, and I'll tell you why I believe that. Because we have a thing called ice ages, right? And we know how ice ages work, because the global temperature reduces to a point where, you can't really logically survive, because, well, most things anyway, most things get frozen. There are things that survive, like humans have survived through ice ages before, so the hardy creatures live. But the thing about the flood that makes no sense from a scientific standpoint, you can't argue this with a scientist because he'll roll you with it, is there's not enough water on Earth to cover the Earth entirely in water. The comprehension of that is that you would have to have enough water to completely cover the entire surface of the Earth. And I'm talking all the way. You think about how tall, what's it called? That
Mount
big mountain,
Everest.
Mount Everest. Can you imagine how much water you would need to have on Earth to be able to cover the tip of Mount Everest? Because according to the Bible, the entire Earth was completely engulfed in water from bottom to top. The amount of water required wouldn't even be enough water in the mantle of the Earth, let alone the inside of the Earth, to make the water rise that high. So, mathematically speaking, even though it's a good story and it teaches a lot of good values and how to treat people and how to look after the Earth, it is not mathematically possible for the Earth to get covered in that much water. It's not possible. Just there's not enough water on Earth for that to happen, even underground. And scientists have, like, we've got sonar waves that we use these days, and they worked out that all the water that's in all the oceans in all the world, there's still half the amount of water under the ground. So and then they said, even if you took, this is Neil deGrasse Tyson said this, even if you took all the water from under the Earth and then you pushed it up out through the Earth itself, you would have a flood, most definitely. But you wouldn't have the biblical flood that they're talking about. You wouldn't be covering up every single nation of every nation all over the world, because there's not enough water, Steve. There's just not. No matter how you look at it, there's not enough water
Did
for
they
that to
add
happen.
the water that was in the atmosphere to their little experiment?
Yeah, they did. So everything. So they basically took everything. They even stripped away the atmosphere to try and prove it. So even if you stripped away the atmosphere entirely, in which case, if you did that, even Noah would die. So they had to have had the atmosphere.
You couldn't take the atmosphere, but you can pull all
No.
the moisture out of the atmosphere.
No, but you can't. If you pull all moisture out of the atmosphere, they would die. You got to have moisture in the atmosphere in order for the sun not to fry you and kill you. So that's the thing about the atmosphere. It protects you, and there's part of that atmosphere, okay, is, well, you got oxygen, O2, okay, oxygen, O2, and there's a decent amount of water in that, in obviously in the atmosphere. And if you took all the, I suppose, the water out of the atmosphere, everybody would die. Noah would have died, that everyone would have died. So there's no way that would have happened. The atmosphere would have stayed the same way. And even if you took all the water from inside the Earth, plunged it up to the top, you still wouldn't have a biblical flood that would have killed the entire humanity. So it would have made it a
miracle.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where faith has to come in, because
Right.
you cannot scientifically prove that the Great Flood did what it did in the Bible. This is where you either got faith or you got none. And people that have faith that it happened, I'm fine with, as long as they understand that technically, scientifically, it is just not possible unless a divine entity intervened and created the flood. That's where the argument comes in. You can't disprove. That's the thing. See, scientists can disprove the amount of water that's on Earth. I can disprove to you. I can say to you right now, Steve, that's impossible because we don't have enough water, and I can prove that. But I can't.
Right.
Yeah. But I can't prove to you. I cannot prove to you that. Cannot prove to you that a deity, a god, didn't step in to make that happen. And the reason I can't prove it to you is because I wasn't alive back when Noah was alive.
Right,
So
right.
we're taking accounts from other people that lived thousands of years ago. How much account do I take to it? I genuinely believe this. And I don't mean it in a mean way. It's just because back then they weren't. People back then, mate, were not educated. They were not smart. They were not intelligent. They had about as much intelligence as to build a wheel, create a hut, and slave their asses off all day. The level of intelligence that was around over 2, 3, even 4,000 years ago in Noah's day, the level of intelligence, I mean, you would be considered the most intelligent man on Earth if you had the level of intelligence back then that they have now. You know, so you would be a really intelligent guy back then. You would probably be a witch, or they might even think of you as a god because you might be able to do things that they can't comprehend. Okay, this is an example, right? This is what a lot of people believe. I don't believe this, but I think it's kind of funny and it's a pretty steadfast point to make. You know how these days magicians are able to do tricks and stuff, and like with cards and walking on water and do, you know, they could do, magicians can do all kinds of mad stuff, and you see them in real life. I've seen a magician in real life do stuff that I just can't explain. But I know it's a trick, right? I know it's a trick
Right.
because he either shows you how to do the trick, or you can find it online how to do it yourself.
Right.
So that's the perspective. There is a lot of people believe that Jesus was just the world's first magician, and that sounds, I know it sounds it sounds silly, but he did a lot of things that kind of mirror what magicians do today, like walking on
Right.
water.
Well,
like
I've
Yeah.
never seen a magician heal somebody from blindness or leprosy
No,
or
but-
cast demons
yeah,
out
yeah.
into
I know.
pigs or,
Mm.
you know, I mean, there's a whole.
But
lot
if you
to
have them on,
unpack there.
if you have them on board, right? Imagine you have them on board. Imagine you get somebody and he's actually in good health, and you go up to him and you say, "Can we make it look like you got leprosy? Okay, well, let's cover you in mud and all this shit and make you look really sick. We're
Oh,
going to go
my
sit you in a corner, and
goodness.
then I'm going to press you on the head, and then you're going to come back a couple of days later and you're going to be cured." See, that's where the trick side of things could possibly happen. And I'm not saying that happened. I'm saying that he could have been the world's first magician. Who knows? I mean, it's possible because magicians are famous. Like, what the world's most famous magician? What was his name? Dude got out of straitjackets, and Houdini.
Yeah, who did?
Houdini. Imagine Houdini back in Jesus' day. People would be like, "Oh my God, the new prophet!" You know, he's like, he can do things that doesn't make any sense. You know, or imagine, like, we've got AI these days. Imagine if you were walking down the main street of Rome 4,000 years ago with a fucking smartphone in your hand and able to do all these great mathematical equations. And, you know, they think you're either a god or they think you were a witch and burn you at the stake.
Yeah, they'd probably think you're a witch and burn you at the stake.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into this. Let's get into this Fuji race.
Are we gonna do the Fuji?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna register for it now.
The Fuji. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
What's that button? There we go. Got some messages. 3 new messages from Huang Lei.
So that guy dropped his price on his wheel?
No, he hasn't got back to me yet. I'm just
We'll
putting
try
the
to
hard.
hurry up.
I'm just,
Try to- Look, man,
I'm
I
just
got
put-
time for you. Come on.
putting the hardware
I'm a
on him as
busy man.
the car sergeant.
I'm a busy man. I don't have time for playing games. You gonna sell this thing or not? Sometimes I'm a pushy buyer because if you get somebody jewed down a little bit, it's like, all right, man, look, that's it. Either take it or leave it because I'm walking.
Yeah. And I mean, if you walk, right? I mean,
That's
it's just
it. That's it.
That's
That's the way it is. I mean, I've done that before. Left, and they were sorry I left, and I've had them call me and say, "Hey, you still got the same offer?" It's like, well, I've spent a little money since then. I'm about $50 shorter than what I offered you. Is that okay?
That's good. That's actually good. Hey, look at that. One race where somebody runs into me and now they put me in split 6 of 9. God. It's like, you know, why? Fucking hell.
I'm in split 7. What split are you in?
6.
6. Oh, I got rookies and blue thumbs. And that guy don't have a damn sticker at all. What the hell's up with that? Wonder if it's a damn dev.
Maybe.
He's in a fucking
Or a bug.
Mustang. Car setup. 8, 4, 4. Oh, the Porsche only goes up to 1.17 on the fuel ratio.
Is it?
Yep.
That tells you something very interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. They've got it neutered.
Yeah, that means they've dropped that back intentionally to make it competitive.
Okay,
The other
Steve,
cars
time's
have-
expired.
To keep
Fourth.
me from winning with it is what they've done. That's all they've done.
Ah.
Freaking assholes. Leave my damn Porsche alone. It's fine the way it is. It's not my fault everybody else can't drive. Leave the damn thing alone.
Oh, they're just sick of seeing the Porsche win, mate. That's what
I know.
it is.
I know. Put that stupid Mustang up there.
I think I'm telling you right now, that thing does not belong in GT3. I don't care what planet you're from. That's not a supercar. That is a sports car. There's a difference.
Well, I gotta stop
It
and go.
belongs
I
in
didn't
GT4.
stop. I didn't stop at the damn freaking light. I forgot. I thought it was
It won't matter. It's qualifying.
good.
They won't do anything. Tell you what, these new settings I got from Yardia and Coach Dave have helped me tremendously. Because I
Yeah.
can actually feel, like, you know how before when the car snapped you had no idea and it was just gone?
Yep.
Now I feel like when the car snaps I can actually catch it.
Yeah. No, I like the wheel settings greatly. I'm
Yeah.
not using their tune settings. I'm just, I like I said, I've got this on traction of 8 and 4 and 4.
Make sure you check your Moser wheel hub that it hasn't reverted it.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about
Because
that.
it does that. It did that to me this morning when I went in there and checked it. So make sure when you save, you saved it, right?
Yeah,
The
I
new
saved
settings.
it. Yeah, I saved it.
Just
Damn
check
it.
it. Check in
I
your
can't
Moser
check it right
wheelhouse.
now. It's gonna have to wait. I'm qualifying.
Okay. Alrighty. Qualifying. Let's go. Too late.
Time was a 1:45.86.
No, no, nope, 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 nope. Oh, geez, that was on almost. That's disappointing. I should have been in the 43s. Overdriving the car.
Damn it. You stupid piece of garbage. My God.
Time 1:55.
This damn...
05.
This Porsche is freaking amazing if you can...
Steve, you've just been DQ'd.
I've been DQ'd. I did not get DQ'd. It says I got DQ'd.
That's weird.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
No, it's going to let me drive, but I'm going to be at the back of the pack. Okay, great. All right, that's fine. Whatever. Whatever. 14 laps, 14.5.
14.5, yeah.
Formation lap has
Should have been
started.
further up. Should have been top 3, but whatever.
Green flag, green flag.
Jesus Christ.
That time was a 2:02.38. That time was a 1:48.02.
Come on, dude.
Lap 1:54.28.
fucking idiot. God dang it. Oh no. Oh, come on. He totally broke my car. Fucking idiot. Shit. Come on.
Lap 2:43.64.
time was a 3:58.37. Lap 1:47.48. time was a 1:48.37.
Oh, golly, guys.
Okay, Steve, that's not the day we wanted at all.
It's interesting. That's a well-first goal from Aston Villa. Roberto De Zerbi's top. The final score, Aston Villa 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Watch the Premier live and on it's
All right, next one. You want to do the next one?
mini match.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Is there a thing in this game like they have in PMR where you can move like certain parts of your HUD around so I can have my radar in a different spot?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything that has HUD interface or anything.
Yeah. Have you got your gold safety yet?
No. God. Got my gold safety yet. Get out of here. Shit. I can't get clean races in a row. I get one good one and then 6 bad ones. It's like I can't get a quality set of races because, unfortunately, I seem to make people mad. I drive very defensively. I don't just let people buy me. You have to fight to get around me, and I do not make it easy.
Do that now. I'll grab the. I think an Allen key for this. Oh, I forgot Allen key. It'll fit it. They might fit maybe. Try these. Bastard, come here. Right, let's see how this goes. What size do you reckon that is? Pretty small. Go this one, I think. Try this one first. Not too big. That's alright, we'll check the next one. Let's try this one. There we go, I think that's the right size. Beautiful. Alright. God. The kid I bought this off, you can tell, definitely was not raised by a fucking tradesman.
Yeah.
He's bloody. A lot of his screws are fucking loose on this thing, so I've had to tighten a lot of it up.
Yeah, well, you'll find the more you play on it, the more things loosen up. That's why I love my rig and the way it's designed and put together, because I don't have that problem except for with my seat. My seat is the only thing I have that problem with. Everything else stays tight, but my seat, I have to constantly tighten my seat because they don't come with lock washers and stuff, and you can't put them on there. So there's a never-ending battle to tighten the seat up.
Yes. Go. Oh, join events.
Already? Damn,
Yeah, quick.
that was fast.
Quickly, take my tablet while I remember.
Adam, take your tablet.
Take your tablet. Do it now.
My cheesy poofs. Alright. I wonder about trying this Porsche on slip angle 3. I wonder. pretty stable right now.
Well, leave it where it is then. Jeez, you imagine trying to chase something to make it spin out when that's all you ever do in it. Just leave it.
Yeah, it's pretty stable right now. It's holding the corners. I'm not having any spin out problems really. I mean, as long as you don't do stupid stuff, it'll do it. I mean, I can't run, you know, top laps. There's no way to do it in this car. Not with not being able to tune it. There's just no way that rear end, because the rear end, the powertrain, is sitting at 130 newton meters. And without being able to drop that, there's no way to get more power or more speed out of the corners. It's too high. You'll spin every time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a non-starter. But the same thing with the Vet. I've actually spun the Vet more on this track than I have the Porsche. So, that being said, I'm glad I'm in the Porsche.
Okay, Steve, that's the end of the session. Fifth.
Alright, let's not get a drive-through penalty this time so my qualifying will count. How about that? How about we do that?
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Freaking moron. See the red light, Steve? See the red light? Till it goes green, you can't go. That's not the red light. Where's the red light? There, it's green. Okay, I'm going.
I do like in these bronze lobbies how they put your tyres in tyre blankets.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean that's what tyre blankets are for. Use the fucking things. Tyre blankets are great.
Is that why I always come out with really good tire grip out of the freaking
In bronze
pit?
lobbies. Yeah, in bronze lobbies, yeah, because your tyres are in blankets.
Holy crap. Isn't that interesting? Here I've been putting around generally the first lap out because I didn't want to spin. Probably been cooling my tires off the whole time instead of just going.
Yep. I think in silver lobbies though they don't put blankets on them.
No, they don't.
Time 1:46.69.
Not bad. 43.4. What type of lap times are you doing?
Hang on.
That time was a
1:46.4.
1:46.47.
Yeah, okay.
That's the end of the session.
I
V3.
can't. The last set of corners, man. Yeah, I just cannot get any speed out of those corners. I can only take them in second gear. If I try to do anything but that, it will spin the car. So I just take my time, take it in second gear, get through it, and buck my ass through the rest of the course.
I just coast through it. Really, I don't. You do that last sector is just pure stress. Just roll through the corners. Roll through as quick as you can, but you don't have to go trying to look for 5 seconds a lap time because it's not there.
No, it's not. And if you try to get it, you won't get it. You'll lose time every time because it puts you at the wrong angles through those corners.
Yeah.
I've tried it every way different I can find, and there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
All right.
Okay.
Let's go again.
What split are you in
Teams
anyway?
and drivers go to the grid for a race
Can't
start.
remember. Split 5 or something.
Yeah, I'm in split 6. Gotta put my fuel in. Dang it.
Formation lap has started.
There we go. Well, time to go race again.
Yep. Time to go racing again.
Green flag.
Go, go, go.
Green flag.
Good job, Steve. Start was okay. Let's settle in and find a rhythm. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like Park is wrecked. There's a caution in Sector 3. It looks like Fernando has slipped up. Green flag Sector 3. Green flag Sector 2, D14. The next car is Alford. You're reeling, Alford in. The gap's down to 0.27. Come on, Steve, stay with him.
Oh, come on, buddy. Fucking asshole. I'm so sick of these dickheads, honestly. You know, you're just like, why don't you just go fucking play Hot Wheels or some shit?
Park, it's gone to the garage.
Spastic.
Caution's out in Sector 3. We got a caution in Sector 2. The car in front is no. Green flag. The leader's just run a 1:44.00. Caution's out in Sector 1. Green flag. Looks like Chair has crashed. Green flag, Sector 1. B14. Chair has retired. Gotta keep this guy behind you. Okay, Steve, we've got 15 minutes. Alright, yellow here. I think D6 has gotten in trouble. Sector 3 is green. The leader's just run a 1:43.67. That's a new quick lap for Ryan. 1:43.43. Good lap. That's the best in this session. Sector 2 is 1.7. Off the pace. Gotta defend your position. Caution here. Green flag in Sector 1. Car behind is pitting. E12. Caution. Okay, Steve, gap out front is now 0.8. I think that Olivier has gone off.
Time 146.49.
Ten minutes left. Okay, Steve, halfway through.
5, 9. That time was a 146.58.
P11. Okay, Steve, the air temp's up. It's now 22 degrees.
Time 146.32.
Five minutes left. Got a track limit warning. Okay, Steve, the guy ahead of us is Alford. Gap ahead's now 0.6. E13. It's closing in. Gap's down to 1.7.
more day, 140.
D12.
0.04.
Green flag. Okay, Steve, gap to Halford. Ahead is now 1.6 seconds. Caution's out in Sector 2. Caution's out in Sector 3. Ryan is now leading. The car in front is no. 2 minutes left.
That time was a 146.25.
The next car ahead of us is Halford. Looks like P2's gotten a wreck. He gave us a cut warning there. Green flag, Sector 2.
That time was a 147.09.
Okay, Steve, you're reeling. Halford in. The gap's now 0.17. Tough out. P11, there's the finish. Good job.
Hit a 146.2.
146.2, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You're
Porsche
losing
is
pace
just-
somewhere. I don't know where it is, but
Nah, it's just that Porsche, man. It's in those corners. I know where it is. I'm pushing it everywhere else. It's just those corners, man. I cannot get any speed out of them. Nothing. It's second gear all the way through them. Yay, got 2 bars of safety and 1 bar of driver. Yay, yay, yay. Good race then. Good race then.
then find out how I go. Let's see what happens.
All right, Sam, what are we doing?
We're just looking now. Mrs. is going to be home soon, so I might call it for a little while. Race contact with a movable impact medium. What? I didn't even hit anything. Oh, I got taken out, but I didn't hit an immovable object.
You didn't hit the wall or anything when they took you out?
No.
Did you not get to finish the race?
No, I finished it. I'm not far off gold rank.
There you go.
I'll be on it. I think I'll be on gold rank by tonight.
Well, I'll be back on silver 3 here pretty quick, and then it won't take me too long. I'll be back up there. I was almost on gold. I was like 1 race away from gold, and all hell broke loose in the freaking thing. I don't know what happened, but I just got a string of really bad races.
Yeah.
What? What? Really? 120. 130. 150. 180. 175. 161. Awesome.
See what I can learn online. Bet LMU.
What
I'm
can we
always
learn online
learning.
about LMU? Yeah, Mom went to bed. Well, I'm gonna go have a cigarette. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Then when I come back, I'll figure out what I want to do. Ooh, my wheel's a little warm after that race.
Is it?
Yep. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, mine's a little bit. Not much though. It's pretty normal operating temperature for something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Cameron and them were like, PMR, oh my god, my wheel's burning up. I know what their problem was. He had that wheel cranked all the way up. I know what it was. Because he already made the comment he was going to crank it up. Because he doesn't think that the R3 gives him enough fidelity, as he says.
I'll tell him to go buy his own rig then.
Yeah,
That's what I'd
right?
say.
Yeah, right?
What are you
Yeah.
fucking whinging at me for? Go fucking do it's not good enough. Well, it's not good enough. Go buy your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I keep forgetting I bought his rig too.
That's what I'd say to him. It's not good enough. Oh, that's a shame. You know, you can always go buy your own.
Well, he did pay me back for it, though. He did pay me back
I
for it.
know.
But
Fucking funny.
it's just. But yeah, it was fucking funny, though.
Grown ass man. Grown ass man. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. Grown ass man.
What you doing, Blue? What you doing, Blue? Hi, Finn. Go jealous butt. Quit. Hi, Blue. Hi, Blue. No, everybody's in bed. Y'all don't need to go inside. No, everybody's in bed. Can we learn us anything new?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a video for you in a second.
Oh, cool. Look, let me get back from my smoke, because I hadn't had one in a little while. I want some smoke.
Let me go here. Go to Discord. Go to there. The fuck? There he is. Just let me know when you're back and I'll press play.
Okay. I will.
Shit.
I don't think they're going to bring the Nürburgring GP in here.
No, because it's not on the WEC calendar. That's why.
Yeah,
It's not FIA.
yeah.
Fucking rotating death trap.
Not the GP.
No, GP's alright, but the older I get, the less I can get behind that track. Anyway, you've heard my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I understand it kills people. I get it, but you've got to be honest. That's like saying guns kill people. You know, it's the speed that they're trying to take corners at that they obviously don't have no business doing, or they wouldn't have wrecked.
Yeah, I guess, but sometimes innocent people die because of the silly actions of others around that circuit. That's what annoys me the most.
Now that I think they should stop. If you're going to let people go, they should be spaced out, and the cars should be to the equivalent that the fastest goes first, the slowest goes last, and space them out so that they're not on top of each other.
Utterly stupid, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't take a stupid freaking scientist to figure stupid shit out. It's just use your head a little bit.
Yep. Right, are you back yet?
Give me 1 minute.
No, it's alright. I'm gonna go take the bin out. I'll be back.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Now knock it off. Finn? Go eat your food. Go eat your food. Stay out of stuff. Okay, good. That's good.
Smartest mind here that maybe sometimes just don't know. Let's see the AMS7 championship in Grand, and now here, well, it has been the Philippines against Indonesia for like what 3 times in a row now, right? Do you feel like this time Indonesia has a good chance to take down the Philippines? That's it. Some emotions, and you have that before with watching. Even yeah, we're there because watching them play contrast in the gameplay is very exciting. You know, they fight all the time. They have more dynamics as a team here.
Adam, are you back?
Some of you have series that were excited to see these teams because of how personality that in the gameplay itself without having to understand. I think this is why the world has our tagline going. Here's the thing, we're not talking about the story of all three Eagle and Aurora because all because there's like what season 4, the highest they've ever been. Never really getting a chance to save this Aurora from 3 seasons now. So great final appearances, but never a champion. And now they're finally here. One of them will still feel the pain, but the other one will finally be the redemption moment. And it is there you go. There's not much expectations from them, but for Aurora, they're lucky. They're lucky, exactly. But for Aurora, there's a lot of pressure from the Philippine crowd below because they got to defend the crowd, the throne, but also because it always been attached to them. Being second place, being the ranked has always been just attached to them. Yeah, I think it really boils down to who's hungrier for this win. Something the alter ego brings up. The worst to have the teams go back to beating them. In this case, we've already seen that Aurora is able to break that glass ceiling and fall when specifically playing against AE, which is, again, really impressive to see, but I feel like there's more to learn. Yeah, I want to see what AP brings for us today, but now let's check out this closer between Aurora going up against Alter Ego, because again, I'm very happy to see both of these teams giving the opportunity to show up here in the grand finale. So this is the time where the world will see Aurora Gaming Philippines going up against Alter Ego Esports, and most of the coaches, they say, like, I could not understand how Zephyr traps. I thought this ring was supposed to be the PXP, something is incontrollable. That was where they made it happen. You don't want to bring up that. That goes true again. I gotta say, I feel like Zephyr has some better power than just tell their opponent never been there. You're like, going up against something, you know, maybe because it's also the way they play. Now, going back to how coaches have not yet downloaded or analyzed how Zephyr thinks, maybe it's because it's designed in a way that they're always just flexible. If you think about it, even when with their first 2 weeks, especially when they're on the red side, they're always just looking for that flexibility, going with the bad team that's going to keep the bad team that yes, well, and then the whole thing. Actually, it's interesting. I'm kind of like Zephyr. He's alive by being honest. Right? Because there's any time, the first 2 picks, he just took excited. It's like, yeah, that's it. Just get out of my tricks. You can spell RP with Freya. You don't think that RP is good at doing it.
Phil!
He just into the ball and tries to see that he cut through so many teams already that Aurora might just be the only one that says, no, stop it, Professor X. This ends here. I mean, we're going to keep going and watching the posters here, but yeah. Zephyr at this point, which as I said, he's probably the best coach so far in M7. And if he wins this one, now that'd be legendary, right? I mean, you know what? You're right. Maybe just lucky because right now we're looking at the M Series Grand Final history here, and you know, a lot of Filipinos that we also have to talk about how actually quite a lot of teams won from the lower bracket. It's very true. I believe that this is like M2 and M3 from the lower brackets. And so 4 out of 7 times that the lower end was mostly, that's why. And the Denizens especially were like, oh, my team looks, we're just going for the unprecedented lower bracket, but the then ultimate scoring like, and this year, I don't think that's the case. This one on lower bracket. It's very true. And mostly because they had like the SMG as well as DLI just yesterday. Imagine how difficult that actually most of the viewers of X7 have completed them off. And understandably so, because they're going to be up against all the way against teams that win. Not for really one person that's mainly because of their momentum.
The counter discombobulated, buddy.
Playing 9 games against the top teams in the world, you know? Honestly, like, I think I'm alone on this one, right? With even before Red Hot starts, I'm thinking, like, whoever wins this one, I don't think everyone's getting to this. You know, oh, like, what if Alter Ego wins? Would it have to go for it? Right? They go for it? They go for it?
No. Gotta get up early enough she can get it and get on the bus. So what time's the bus get here?
I'm hard against it, though. That's an interesting. Leo wanted that one up, right?
Okay. So that means I have to have her out of the shower by at least 6:15. So what I need you to do then is get me up at 5, I guess, and I'll get her in the shower around 5:30. Or get me up at 5:30 and I'll get her in the shower around 5:30. And then you know what?
Because one thing, which in my opinion is amazing skins, but right now, looking at Aurora, they're the only team so far that have beat Alter Ego. I think they have something to look at. The question is whether or not that game is going to keep up with momentum, because AE of all teams were perfectly split for the lower brackets, not only having incredible story on their own.
No, I was gonna get you to write a note telling them that she had seizures last night. That's why she didn't get a shower, but I don't want to do that. I just want to give her a shower. What?
Yes. Aurora in every game they play. I'm going to tell them they go. should have. Was watching last night saying, this is red. It was Rodrigo all the while playing the 9 games against two of the best teams in the whole that world going, so this worked against these. You did not back. What's next? Another important fact. Philippines teams never.
Dadio Argawinata. Yeah, that's a professional footballer who plays as a goalkeeper for the Super League club Borneo Samarinda and for the Indonesian national team. So with that being said, as you can see, they are holding their respective jerseys right now, and they will be doing an exchange. So, gentlemen,
No,
please.
Phil, I didn't.
You do it. You can show it first, and then you may proceed with the exchange. So they will be exchanging their jerseys as a symbol of mutual respect between both sports, esports, and football. There you go. Okay, a couple more shots. Wow.
All that
Yeah,
sugar's down in the bottom of that.
thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Tina. Good luck on your grand finals. You may now leave and prepare now. Yeah. Oh. Oh. After we go later on. You want to wear it now? You want to try it on? Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3. Oh. It's good. It suits you. Okay, now I have a couple questions for you. And since you're wearing the alter ego, it's perfect. Now we jump right in. So how do you feel about this team, alter ego, representing Indonesia in the grand finals against, once again, a very powerful region, the Philippines, represented by Aurora Gate?
So I will give support 100% for all the with the kids, so double check yes.
You are, and now
Hello. Sorry, I've just been busy.
that you have
Hello.
Hello. I was busy. I'm busy. Cleaning up and doing a few things. Mrs. will be home here in a minute. I'll play that video for you now. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Go to Discord. Oh, yep, it's already up. Very good. Okay.
I can't hear anything he's saying.
Gotcha. Huh. Should be able to. You can see the screen though.
Yep.
That much I know for sure. Oh. Maybe it's because it's outputting wrong or something. I don't know. That's very odd. Well, let's go in here. Settings, maybe? Volume mixer, yeah. Alright, Oprah. What's outputting for Oprah? Oh, here we go. There, that one. Alright, let's try that. Let's go back here. Okay, how about now?
It's really important.
Yeah,
that
now I
we
got
cut
sound.
early in time already to the left side. So you see I'm now already on the left. Welcome. It's a brand new week, so this means we have a new track rotation. And I'm here for you to show you exactly again how to master 3 tracks in LMU for this week. So let's jump right now into the first track. The first track we'll have a look at is Spa for the GT3 Sprint. So it's really important that we bring the car early in time already to the left side. So you see I'm now already on the left, and we basically brake before this total energy sign on the left disappears. So that's our braking reference point for turn 1. We brake in a straight line, and then quite late turn-in point, try to get into the banking here at the apex, and then you can really go onto the power and open the steering and let the TC do the work. Just be careful that you don't go too aggressive on the power with too much steering lock, otherwise you'll lose the rear quite easily. And then for straight here to Rouge, we basically just stay on the right side, and then really important, you want to cut at the bottom of the hill here as much as you can, so you can do all the rotation here in between this apex and the one before. So then when we are here, we can just open the steering and just go straight over this. Yeah, the cut is here quite lenient, so sometimes you get a green cut. Just really important that you don't cut too much on the left side, otherwise you'll be fine here.
Let's go.
Then for Lecombe, for the next section, bring the car over to the left side.
Yeah, I think that'll give us enough time
As
to
a braking
get her in the
reference
shower.
point, what I can give you is basically as soon as you are getting onto the curb, that's why we want to
No,
press
I
into the
know
brake.
that. I know that.
Press
I'll
here
know I
into the
have to
brake,
get up. But
trail braking, cut as much as you can here over the first apex. A bit of throttle in between to get the speed up. Then here again, cut as much as the track limit allows you. Like, look here from the outside, how much actually is possible. And this is really crucial because you don't want to run too wide here on the exit of this part. So you want to bring the car over to the left here, lift, so you can go on the power here, rotate the car, and maximize the track limit. Really crucial here to not go too early on the power because this will push you wide. Also, from my experience, you can take the red and yellow curb, but be careful with the green one, it will pull you too much around. Then for the next hairpin, basically, what I'm doing here is a bit of a sports line. I go onto the grass here, because you just have the grip there for some reason. And you brake on the curb here into the inside until the double apex, yeah? So you go here onto the curb, point the car towards the inside, you see it quite well here from the onboard. Point the car here into the inside first apex, then we overshoot, and then in between those two we go onto the power, cut here the second apex, trying not to run too wide here on the exit because we want to sacrifice this exit a bit for the no-name corner, which is ahead of us, the down and left. So we bring the car over to the right, onto the curb, so we maximize the entry space, and it also helps when driving down with rotation. So we drive you down, a bit of tap on the brake to just get a bit of weight onto the front axle, and then when we are at the apex on the power, maximize the track on the exit, and then we're done with no name. Now, one of the more harder corners here on this track, especially with the Ferrari, because it's quite pitch sensitive here. We go onto the right side curb, use this Toyota Gazoo Racing sign as a reference point for the braking, and then you try to roll the car a bit into the corner till you reach the first apex, because I felt like with the majority of the cars, if you trail brake here too much, you can lose the rear quite easily. So just be careful in the section. So go on the power here, maximize the space at the exit and here again at the apex. And now for Piff Puff, bring the car over to the left. We use the curb here on the left side as a reference point. We go down into second gear. And on the inside here, what I can recommend you guys, you see here, the red and yellow curb, you see there's like, it's basically not like a hole, but you want to put the inside tire here into it because it will pull you around. So this is why we want to use here this area where you have the tarmac and then changing to the red and yellow curb, because it just pulls the front around and it helps you to go early on the power. To go on the power here, use the throttle to bring the car to the right side so you can open up the second part of Piff Puff a bit more. Then we lift and use again here the drop in the curb basically to pull the car around. Maximize the track on the exit, and now really important, don't forget now to bring the car early in time here onto the left side. And then we brake here once we arrive on the left curb. Till the apex on the power, maximize the road. Now really important, don't try to turn in here too early, because the earlier you turn in, the harder it will be to get it flat. So really late turn in here, because once you turn off the curb you have like a rotation boost, so that's why we try to delay it as long as we can. And we get the inside of the tire here of the car again into this hole, because it pulls the car around, as you know. And then we have an easy flat out 702. Now basically till Blanchimont, our main target is to just drive the line with the smallest steering input possible. Now we can bring the car over to the right side, and in case you didn't know, you can really drive also a bit here off the white line, as the game allows you to basically cut the track limit here a bit more, and it just helps you massively with opening up the Blanchimont here on the left. And this trick, so to say, also helps you a lot in dirty air, just so you know. And now for the bus stop braking, we use the Michelin board on the left, so before we pass this one, we go really hard into the brakes. Late turn in, we try to cut here over the curb and open up basically the second part of the bus, so we don't want to run here too wide. So we do a small compromise here, tap off the brake, open the steering, accelerate, maximize the track, and there you go. That's a lap around Spa. Let's jump now into Delta, where I want you to show you again two crucial sequences of Spa. Arrived here in Delta, you see already our wonderful new video analysis tool. It really helps you to learn and improve way quicker than before. So, I want to show you first the comp because it's one of the most important sequences you need to get right at Spa.
We are about to do another performance dinner. We're so excited to see that. But thank you so much for joining us here. We won't
we maximize the curb onto the left side. As soon as we hit the curb, we start to brake really hard. We keep it also at 100% until we can turn in. And then we start to reduce the braking, trail brake. And you see it really well also here with the steering icon, how much we essentially steer. So we cut over here the curb as much as we can because we want to straight line the first two corners as much as we can. So cut as much as the track limit allows you here. A bit on the power here to just increase the speed of the car so you can lift again for the left-hander, and then that's the rotation done for the left-hander. Here we try to cut again as much as the track limit allows us. Why? Because then we can open up the exit of this corner sequence as much as possible, which is always the target. So we cut here over the entire curve, wait patiently till we arrive at the apex, go onto the power, still with the focus to bring the car over to the left side, and then we just need to do like a small lift here, be patient, and then we can go onto the power. And if we wouldn't do the sacrifice here on the exit to bring the car over to the left, we would never ever be able to drive out of this corner sequence with that amount of minimum corner speed and go so aggressively on the power. The other crucial part of Spa that I want to show you is Point. Why? Because it's a make it or break it corner. If you do a mistake here, it costs you most of the time a lot, till the point where you can even lose the car. So it's really important that you get this corner right. So how do we approach Rouen? We go onto the right curb here, and you really see how we try to maximize the road right. And then before the Toyota Gazoo racing, box there on the right side with the brake, and then look at the blue steering wheel again. We trailed it just a bit at the initial stage here, right? And then we're out of the brakes. Why? Because you see already we almost have to count us here. We go here to neutral steering initially, and this means we're already on the edge of the grid. If I would trail here with the amount of steering I have now, almost at the apex, I would lose the rear. So that's why it's important that you don't have like full, trail braking phase in the corner, in my opinion. Otherwise, you would just lose the car. Or you need to make the setup so stable that it just tends to slow everywhere. As you see here, then we wait patiently, and then when we can open the steering, that's where we can go onto the power. And yeah, I have to say though, at this point, I just need to again mention it. It's so nice that we have this video footage now synced, because it makes your life so much easier to just see what the pro is doing and then put it into practice and accelerate your
We're not much not much worse than the number should is fast. It's actually a lot of most of them, right? You have to see each people's interest. I think we're I'll take more horse and oil. It's you remember that. It's because he wants to go the team, but he wants to call it the teams over fights. Then he doesn't push the floor when the roller of the fight to play and try to get that alone.
Now we're at Imola for the white experience in the Ferrari again, and in this first left hander you just want to sit tight and then let yourself run wide to the right side. For the braking we use the area here on the right side where there is no grass growing basically. Kind of funny, but it's literally the perfect braking point. Then we let ourselves run wide onto the Italian curb, as I like to call it. Turn in so we can cut here as much track as the track allows us to do. And for that I will just go into the third person so we just really see how much is possible. Here again, look how much we cut. And then, because we really don't try to run too wide here onto the left side, we keep the car basically we don't even need to cut here as much, and even on the exit we don't even run into the issue of having not enough track. So that's why it's always important that you focus on cutting here as much as the car and the track allows you to do so, have enough road available to have this corner flat out. Then, for the next chicane, we bring the car over to the right side. Braking point is the good old Goodyear sign. So just before we arrive there, we try to brake. And as with turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, we try to cut as much as possible at the apex curves to straight line our line. So here, cut, brake, cut, and then on the power, bring her over to the right side, use the 50-meter board as a reference point to brake. Late apex because we want to open steering and go aggressively onto the power, like you see here. And if you do that, you don't even need to maximize the road because it's such an amazing exit. So, for the following left-hander, what do? We stay here tight on the right side and similar to turn 1, here the area where the grass is not growing is braking reference marker. So we brake there hard, trail brake till the apex, almost, and as basically Spa, we don't even need to trail brake it too deep because we have the rotation already done at that point. So when we drive onto the curb, we can go here now onto the power, maximize the road. Crucial, bring the car over to the left here now, onto the curb, out of the throttle. Before you reach the Aves sign, eyes look ahead. You really want to look where you're going here, otherwise you quickly be a mistake. So out of the throttle, and then you see here the brake. We really are smoothly and really soft on the brakes. Why? Because we don't need to slow the car down. We just need to have a bit of more weight onto the front axle and help the front end to go around. So just make sure the brake is 70% of the literally 5% if at all. Here again, just to keep the front end going, and then when we arrive here at the apex, we then start our proper braking.
that Namasaya Rose,
You let the car
we
basically
are your
rise you
hosts,
to the
and
left,
we welcome you to
and then
the
at the apex you cut here and go onto the power, open the steering. Be careful that you don't eventually into the gravel because it will invalidate your lap time and it costs so much time. Now for the chicane, we bring the car over to the left side. The curb is a rough once the car is positioned on the curb, you start to brake. And really important, try to cut as much as the track limit allows you here on the first part because it will help you massively here with the second part. Keep in mind when the braking phase here, go a bit into the brakes to get again a bit of
See
the
so
turning
much
for the left
culture
part.
and tradition here in Indonesia.
To the power
And of course,
and
like
gas
here
pedal.
it's not your
This
home
is
country.
chicane.
How are you feeling about that? See how the appearance is year after year.
Now for the last two corners, it's basically important that you don't turn in too late into the right because you want to be here with your inside tires on the curb on the right side. Where do we brake? Essentially, you have the 100 meter walk or the DHL sign after this and then the last DHL sign. And between those two DHL signs, you brake, I would say, around 75 meters. So we brake on the curb here. Why? Because when we drive here off the curb into the left-hander, we get a nice rotation boost. You'll see exactly. Look how the car just turned in. Then here, cut over the curb here on the inside. Then on the power, open the steering. Really important that you maximize the curb here on the exit because it helps you to open up the left-hander, like you see here. And then on the power at the corner inside, open the steering. And then that's the lap done around Imola. If you are in the quali, what I really recommend you, try to stay here close to the inside as much as you can because it just gives you like 3,000s or hundreds. Now I want to have a look again in Delta to show you
So much
two more
culture into the whole
areas that you have to watch out for
today.
Imola to
We
really.
stand here today.
So the first section I really want to point out is the first three corners or like the first corner sequence. And just so you know guys, all those references from today are done in race field, something which is compared to race lap rather than
This is a real industry. This is a real sport. And ladies and gentlemen, without each and every one of the support,
as you see,
they will come.
while
The
the
fine dining and
maximizing
intimacy
the
of
right
my
of the curve is so nice really because
that we have an Indonesian team to represent.
before
Because
you would see
this
of course
team
the 2D
is
real
not
live
ordinary.
application, but now you
They
will see
fought up
at
so
the same
many
time
things.
where I'm really
One
positioning the car and this really I think helps you to illustrate on what you need
And
to
you
look
know
for
what?
when you try
People always say
to
that
see our comparison
Eagle
from
is a
our
hockey
programs.
team.
So
It's a team that you can't
car
unblock.
go
But you know what, ladies and
slide onto the curb,
gentlemen?
trail
That
brake almost to
strong.
the apex, and then
Because
here
this is
look
what
how much we can
sportsmanship
actually
is all
cut
about. Each
over
and
the curb.
every
And I
one
think
of
before
you
couldn't
do our
really
best in our whole
get an
capacity.
idea how it looks
Be
if you only
we
look
are
at the
a team member,
racing
a
line from the top, so
player,
to say.
a
But
coach.
here, with this
Every
video
single one
analysis
of
feature
you
now,
in the esports
really just
ecosystem.
see
Each
what
and
I
every
mean
one
when I
of us.
say, hey,
In front of the
maximize the
screen,
load,
behind the screen,
in Delta.
people
So here,
are
cut
meant
over
for
it
the
as much as you
industry
can
and
on